See?
I just smiled.
Whatever.
Here we go.
Whatever.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh my God.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Smile.
In the right.
Whatever. What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to our channel, y'all. I'm not even allowed to smile. This your boy Retro CG. We're back here to talk about Power Book 4 Force. It's the season finale, episode 10, Family Business. I'm joined today by Miss Really B TV, Jack of Jordans, and Juggernaut of Soul. What's good, fam?
What's good,
Yo.
What's up? What's up?
How was your week?
Good.
It was good. It was real good.
It went by too fast.
Yeah. Crystal, you was on spring break this week, so yeah.
Yeah, it went by too fast, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Happy Easter, everyone.
Happy Easter, happy Resurrection, Passover, Ramadan, whatever. Whatever you celebrate, if you celebrate it all.
Well, what did y'all think about the episode?
Very.
Ooh.
I'll let Jack go first.
I'm kind of this. It wasn't a bad episode. It wasn't a great episode. It was
so predictable.
It was.
And as I was watching it, I'm mad at myself because I just did a whole review that I got to redo. But throughout the review, I just kept saying, and it was at this part that I knew this was going to happen. And when that happened, I knew this was going to happen. And so as I'm watching it, by the time we got to the end, I wasn't shocked by anything we saw. The only thing that happened that I was shocked by by the end was I really thought Diamond was going to pull the trigger. I really did. I really thought he was going, but the fact that he just couldn't pull the trigger, I was like, that's going to come back and bite him.
Yeah, the whole situation with Diamond, I'm very irritated with. Hold on one second. Miss Honey's trying to join.
I had a feeling that he was gonna let him go anyway.
I feel some kind of way about that.
I had a feeling that he was gonna let him go. He just wasn't gonna be able to do it. He might have gave him a hella ass whooping. I expected that, but I knew that he wasn't gonna be able to pull that trigger.
Marvin, what was your thoughts?
I'm gonna say good finale. Very predictable. I'm also gonna say that we'll get to it, but I got a lot of stuff to unpack on it. I mean, I'm just gonna say it was a pretty good finale, but I expected a few more things to take place rather than some of the stuff that took place.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so I guess let's go ahead and jump on into the episode breakdown. So the episode starts off with Tommy riding through the city. He calls up Vic, and Vic answers the phone all smug, talking about, so this is what a dead man's voice sounds like. I'm like, come on, Vic, settle down. Just settle down. He was like, oh, it's a war. I'm coming after you for what you did to Gloria. And he's like, you have to know that I didn't do that to your girl. Like, Gloria, of all people, do you really think that I would do that to her?
Right.
But he's stupid. Like, he's not thinking clear at all. Like, none of it makes any sense for both of them kids to sit there and believe that that's the way that went down. It's crazy in itself. It just don't make any sense.
Especially both of them having worked with Tommy, both of them having done business in the streets with Tommy. Yeah, it's like Tommy told him, you know how I move.
Right. You know right. And that's the thing. Like, you know, if I'm taking somebody out, you know how I do it. You know how I work it. And again, if I wanted you or Gloria dead, like, he was like, dude, I was in your apartment. I was in your house. Like, if I wanted you dead, that's when you'd be dead.
Would have killed you face to face.
Yeah.
Right. And nobody even would have known it was me.
Especially for Claudia to go to sit there and believe that off of, first of all, that's your business partner. That's bad for business. You know, Tommy is all about his money first before he's about the kills. He'll kill if he have to, but he ain't gonna kill if it's gonna mess up his money.
And not only that, but he's schooling you on the business on top of that.
You know what,
he's training you.
They let Walter put that battery in their back. You know, and ultimately it just came to one of those, it came to a head. You let Walter put that battery in your back. I understand, I get it. That's your father, but at the same time, it also shows that family can't lie. You know what I'm saying? Like you knew off jump that your dad had everything to do with that. Tommy told you in the beginning that your dad had something to do with that.
He manipulated the whole situation.
It's just like everything that their father, at this moment, y'all washed away everything that y'all father did to y'all, and then basically said, okay, well, we team Walter now, we on, you know what I'm saying, and now we got this lynch mob out for Tommy Egan. You know what I'm saying? And that was the kind of thing I was just like, wait, what? Y'all ain't been rocking with y'all dad all this time, and now it's battery in your back, charged up, 4 horsemen, let's get it.
Love Sick Vic. Love Sick Vic. Love to do crazy things.
The four horsemen thing was weak as hell.
You mean the 4 My Little Ponies?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, because for
that
them,
shit was super weak.
Yeah, for them to be these like big time
mercenaries.
Like, yeah, like that was way too easy. Like what?
Yeah, that shit was weak and uncalled for. You should have called them something else. You could have just said we got some hitters coming. You come in with the 4 horsemen, all with this dark title that they supposed to have and reputation. They ain't do a damn thing.
They said 4 horsemen. I'm thinking like, man, these dudes finna cut some down, bro. They was taking them down like they was people off the street,
like they was nothing.
Welcome in, Miss Honey. How you doing today?
Hey, what's going on?
Happy Easter, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm so excited, honey. I did it all by myself. Hi, I'm so glad to see you guys. I'm not on camera because I'm in charge of Easter dinner, so I have to just keep running into the kitchen and making sure I'm not setting anything on fire. So
okay,
we appreciate that.
But after I saw the episode, I was like, nah, I can't take today off. After I saw the episode, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna be able to do it today. I'm gonna have to weigh in on this thing.
But yeah, going back to those 4 horsemen. Well, we'll get to it a little bit later on. So the next scene we see Tommy, he meets with the Serbs. I'm still having a hard time understanding this relationship. Yeah, I know he paid him the $2 million and everything, but y'all not crew. Y'all not fam. Like Tommy, you shouldn't trust that these Serbians are actually.
But he didn't trust them. He didn't.
Yeah, they had good reason not to.
He didn't trust them, but he needed them. He really had no choice. He had no options.
Yeah, but you paid $2 million for 2 workers. That's all he got. He got 2 workers.
No, he got the whole army.
Nah, he had 2, but he had but 2 workers with him the whole time.
That was who was with him. But remember, he had somebody on the door at the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Like he had other people.
What's going on, chat? Happy Easter to everyone. Thank y'all for tuning in.
What's good, chat? Let me get my phone together so I can interact with the chat.
So Mikovic and Tommy, they have a little conversation or whatever, and Mikovic sends Tommy out with a couple of goons or whatever, and they get ready to go make some moves in the street or whatever. You switch to, and that's not really too much to talk about in that scene. I mean, it's whatever. You see Diamond is at the shop, and him and Adrian is hanging out, and she see that he's kind of distracted in his thoughts, and she even mentions that you haven't been right ever since you got that call the other day. You mentioned that someone you used to trust you can't trust anymore. What's up with that? And in the midst of their conversation and everything, she's trying to comfort him and she's trying to make him feel good. In the middle of that conversation, he gets a call from Jannard, who says, "Yo, bro, where you at?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm at the shop." He was like, "I'm about to come through. We're going to parlay for a second." So, his antennas went up instantly after overhearing what he heard last week, with Blackston and Jannard. He already knew that, he's playing that game with his brother. So he snatched up Adrian like, "Yo, get your stuff, let's go." She's sitting here trying to ask questions. What's going on? Is there anything I can? No, get your shit. Let's get up out of here. Oh, Emily, you got a lot
Don't
of
ask questions. Just follow. Don't ask questions.
With that episode, with that scene. First off, shout out to my sis Tish Brinks. Happy Easter.
Hey.
With that scene, get your stuff and let's roll, man. When I say this is a whole different life you are not accustomed to, I will, if I'm going to explain to you, I'm going to explain to you when we out of danger. Right now, we on red. Let's get out of here. When you see me grab, I mean, listen.
But you say you understand the life. You say you want to be in this thing.
I'm not
say
gonna,
you want to.
I've never been in a situation where I had to. But if wifey see me grab the guns and I say let's go, she's not gonna ask me no questions. She like, okay, let's go. Let's get the kids. Let's roll. If we got to get the kids, or it's just me and her. If she see me grab the gun and I say, we got to get out of here, she's gone. You know, I either explain it to her later, but right now we in the red. We got to move.
Yeah. You get low, I'm getting low.
That was just stupid. That was just stupid.
Yeah, but we didn't need any of that, except I guess they're setting him up for next season.
I get it. She's probably not a customary. You know, you're a reporter. This guy's he's a street thug. He's a gang member. He's a drug dealer. I get it. You probably never been introduced to that part of the life. But me personally, if somebody grab a gun, I'm moving around. That's just me. That's just mentality. Like, that's not something to play with. That's not something that you take lightly. When you see somebody with a gun, especially like y'all cool. If I see you grab a gun, really be, I don't know what it is, but let's move around.
Right. If I said let's go, let's go.
Let's go.
So we see an Escalade coming up the street, and it's Blackston and the crew. They jump out the Escalade or whatever, and they kick the door in at the shop. And, they getting ready to spray the whole place down. Not Jannard, but Diamond is like down the street in his truck watching and seeing, okay, who's really coming to see me right now. So in that moment in his mind, it already clicked that, his brother is really trying to take him out or whatever the case may be. They amateurs. How y'all come kick the door in, getting ready to spray the place up, and y'all not see the man truck parked down the street?
But that would only mean that he's there.
Yeah.
Right. Facts. Hey, Ashley. Wifey.
Well, he knew what it was. He knew what it was, which is why he grabbed his gun and his girl and he got out of there. He knew what it was. He knew what it was. I just hate that we didn't get to see whatever the interaction was that led him to get Blackston tied up and brutally beaten, and I just wish we could have, we had time to,
maybe get a drop on him.
Yeah, that would have been nice. To a little action from him.
Got him there too. Yeah, that's true.
A little action from Diamond. That's all I've been asking for.
And we got just a little. And we got just a little. We really did just get a little. Next we switch.
And you know what I just realized? This is how you know that whole storyline with the cop was a throwaway storyline. We saw none of that in this finale. There was no conclusion. There was no follow-up. There was no nothing to that.
I definitely thought we was going to see Finnegan. You know what I'm saying? I definitely thought we was going to see him in this episode being utilized either by
somebody,
the Flynn's, or somebody was going to use him.
No, I think they would have to be an actual formidable foe in order to be using all the resources at their disposal in the middle of a war.
Considering the fact that they needed all the resources they could get, they could scrounge up. They needed all the help they can get over there. They needed a lot of help. Speaking of which,
I've been waiting to see. Maybe we'll see it in season 2. I've been really waiting to see this past Diamond that they sent to jail, the killer. This man.
Oh, we saw a little bit of it.
That's the Diamond.
A little bit of it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I do like the way the man moved. He snatched up Black. We ain't see how he snatched him up. He snatched him up, tied him up, and he worked him over with that baseball bat and explained to him, your lungs is collapsing right now. That's that feeling.
Yeah.
Let me know who did this. Who did it?
So we get to the next scene. The Serbians, they look like they're probably at Gloria's bar, or they're at some kind of nightclub. They're at a bar. They're probably at Gloria's bar. They have taken possession of this building now as theirs. And they partying and bullshit. And I'm like, what kind of mercenaries are y'all?
I
Y'all
said the same thing. I was
Oh,
like,
you
that's how
talking
we
about
get ready
the
for
Four
war.
Horsemen?
Right. Like that's how we get ready for war. I never seen this before.
That was an Irish shindig. I mean, like for real. Let's see. Many years ago, me and wifey and some relatives were up north and walked into an Irish bar. Needless to say, they were in there partying, but everything stopped when we walked in.
Yeah, but they weren't getting ready to go to war. Like they're literally in the middle of a war, and they took time out to have a whole shindig. Like, come on, man.
What pulls my teeth? I will let you know that using a wooden bat versus an aluminum bats dent because they're hollowed out. A wooden bat is solid, so using a wooden bat to break some knees and collapse some lungs, it'll work better.
So
aluminum bats are hollow, so they will against certain amounts of force, they'll dent. Then they're useless.
So in this scene, one of the four horsemen is flirting with this chick at the bar, and they taking shots, and they partying and bullshitting or whatever the case may be, and she takes him out back.
What's going on, Fresh?
She getting ready to be a head doctor. She getting ready to go perform services on him out back.
That Georgia Dome.
And I mean, and can we say that that's the oldest trick in the book?
You're welcome.
I mean, no offense, but that's the oldest trick in the book. Like, dude, you really fell for that? Like, that's what like you're this feared assassin. Your reputation precedes you, and you got by the oldest trick in the book. There's no way in the world he was supposed to be distracted by some ass. I'm sorry.
I just think we should change the name instead of the Four Horsemen, which just gives us this super ominous feeling. Just call them four dudes from Dublin, because that's all we got was four dudes from Dublin.
It's the four My Little Ponies.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's the four My Little Ponies because
From Dublin.
These four horsemen, these mercenaries, they didn't catch one body.
I don't even think we heard all of them speak.
Between the four of them, they get one body.
Right.
Listen, you can't. I mean, you say that. I mean, sometimes it ain't always about all seriousness. They knew they was there to be on some kill, and hey, he got wrapped up in the ass. That's all.
No.
No.
You do that at the victory party after Tommy's dead. You don't do that at the pre-victory.
That's true.
Like, you don't do that at the warm-up. You know what I'm saying? That's like having the celebration dance in the end zone during warm-ups before the Super Bowl. Sir, you've won nothing yet. You don't get to celebrate.
Warm-ups.
They should have showed them like how they showed the Serbians. You know how they showed the Serbians? They was in the warehouse. They were loading up their weapons.
Yeah.
They were doing target practice and everything. They were getting ready for a war. The Irishmen over here, they over here drinking down Glory Looker. I mean,
but you know what? The Four Horsemen, I kind of figured they were going to be I kind of figured they were going to be a fluke anyway, because when I watched episode 9, y'all walked out the airport with Pelican cases. You're not walking out the airport with guns. I mean, you can get them through TSA, but for them to be just handed to you like they handed back to you, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. When you're traveling with your guns on the air through air services, through air transportation, it don't work that way.
Even if you fly private, because I was thinking they just came over private. Because I thought the same thing about the guns, but I figured they just flew on a private jet. Like, is it the same thing too? I don't know. I'm not involved like that.
You still can't just put them on a private jet like that.
Oh, okay. See, I don't know these things.
How many times have you heard, music?
But this is also the cartel too.
Having guns on a private jet.
This is also the cartel.
They have guns on their jets all the time.
That's what I'm saying. This is a cartel. They not riding on commercial airlines. They probably got a dirty private jet, the pilot with the ish and everything, yo.
Then we talking different.
Yeah. So in that scene, Tommy's able to get the drop on one of the horsemen. He chokes dude out, literally chokes him to death.
That was piano wire.
With like some kind of
That's
fishing
old
wire or
school. That's
whatever.
some mafioso.
Yeah,
right
that was
there.
some piano wire,
That was
bro.
on some definitely mouthful. But it's also the same way. It's a callback to Power because it's actually the same way that Jason killed.
When
Ghost killed Jason.
Yep.
Yeah,
In the
that's true.
elevator.
Ghost
that piano wire.
killed Jason in the elevator the same way.
Definitely one of the better scenes.
That was a better scene.
Definitely one of the better scenes. That's all we wanted really from 10. We weren't hoping much for it to be, as fulfilling, but we wanted some brutality. And so this was another good moment. The diamond moment was good too, but this was a really good moment. And then the string up moment. I liked it.
And
Yeah.
so he strings the body up and sends a message to the Irishman. Now, the crazy part about it is he also turns around and sends Claudia a text. He turns around and sends Claudia a text about, meeting up for the re-up for Dahlia. And I'm thinking to myself, how dumb are you, Claudia? You know that you are at war with this man or whatever. You know that he's inviting you to a trap. And she fell right for it.
Right, because I'm like, what made you think that he was concerned about Dahlia in the middle of all of this? Like, what? What is wrong with you?
Dummy.
Because she's stupid.
Wow,
Oh my
Xavier,
God.
damn.
That's what I was just going to say. Xavier today. So we get to the hospital. I'm sorry. Take JP. Ebony, are you still in the chat? Please send a disconnection notice for JP. I'm done with him. I'm so tired of JP. I don't know if it's the glasses.
It's his facial expressions.
I don't know what it is. I do not like JP.
And he don't have no facial hair.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with not having no facial hair. I like a man with no facial hair.
He does.
I'm telling you,
Never
but it has something to do with the face that he be making. Like, he just make this face, and it's just
He's got the kind of face that needs facial hair. You guys were saying the same thing. He's got the kind of face that definitely needs facial.
right. That's what it is. He just needs facial hair.
And he needs to lose those stupid beanies. Those beanies give him like this Gumby. Yeah, and the glasses. I mean, I keep expecting him to be like I don't know. He looks more like a member of a 70s man group or something.
And the sweaters that he wear.
Yeah,
it's just he's got a filthy drip about him.
Even the Temptations.
He just got a filthy, nasty drip about him.
Yo, he's just
filthy, nasty drip.
He's annoying.
It's a filthy, nasty drip. He come with the mochas, and then you throw this sweater with this filthy, nasty beanie that he keep constantly wearing. That you making these faces like he make a face like somebody farted, and it's just hitting his nose.
It's them glasses. Them glasses need to go somewhere. He needs to get a regular pair of glasses. It's them glasses. They're just too identifiable. They're they don't fit his face well. He needs new glasses.
What was the white guy that was married to Mia Farrow? He's like
Woody Allen.
He's like a black Woody Allen or something. I don't know. He's not legitimate. I still keep waiting for him to surprise us with the fact that he is he
got some
a grifter. He a grifter, con man. Like, I just keep waiting for the con. I still feel like he and Kate are on a con together. I don't know. I don't trust him.
They probably are.
He up at the hospital, and now he is a concerned parent for his child. And granted, he's not the reason why he's not in D-Mac's life. Tommy comes in, and first of all, he has this whole dissertation with I'm so sorry this happened to you, son. I'm so sorry I wasn't there for you, and it's gonna be okay.
Weak moment. It was such a
and then Tommy rolls up and say, yo, I got you some supplies or whatever the case may be. What are you doing here?
You know what it is with us and JP? You know what it is? It's a night and day difference between JP and Tommy. I think that's what it is.
He poorly cast.
I think he got a stupid face.
He's poorly casted. The role, the character, the role in itself could be beneficial to the story. It's the actor. He's poorly casted. They should have casted someone else.
Yeah, definitely.
they should have given us, and he could possibly be biracial. I don't know. He looks like he's kind of like black and Mexican versus black and white. We needed a real biracial character to make this scenario a little bit more believable for us. They should have casted someone else.
Or somebody with not such a stupid face.
Yeah.
It's a very stupid face.
He's got a very stupid face.
But I guess they're trying to give him that eccentric look because he's a musician, he's a jazz musician, and whatever the case may be. So they're trying to give us that look of eccentricity or neo soul type look about
eclectic. They're trying to make it look eclectic.
Exactly, Miss Honey.
What's good, y'all? Hey,
Exactly.
what pulls my teeth said again? D-Mac mama nowhere to be found. D-Mac wasn't shooting her ish up. What pulls my teeth? He said JP mentioned that his mother actually took D-Mac from him. So I mean, I would say you got a point to that, but where's his mama when he's in the hospital shot in the damn stomach?
Exactly. And it goes back to what I was mentioning last week's episode is they keep showing the outside of this door. They keep showing him putting these items that he don't want to take in the house with him in this lockbox. He just got shot up outside his mama crib. This should have been a reunion for JP and that baby mama as well. All of them should have met down to this hospital. The same reunion that he had at the hospital with Kate, he should have had that same reunion with D-Mac's mom. Like they should have showed the baby mama. I don't know if she's significant to the story or whatever is why they haven't showed her. But right now, they make it seem as if this child is on his own in the streets.
Yeah, see, he's hiding that box like an orphan.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times orphans, they try to find their own space where no one can go into it. That's how he's hiding it. And he goes home like he's going home to an orphanage. I mean, it's just weird. I think it's something that the writers just forgot. They just did not include.
It's a missed opportunity, yeah.
Yeah, and they're going to make up for it probably in season two at some point. But
it seems
by that time...
it seems like D-Mac is going to be in the hospital for quite some time. He's here.
His name is Darnell.
My son.
That's my son's name.
My son's name is Darnell. Darnell. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Your name is JP and he's Darnell. Okay, JP.
Right. You're right.
What's so crazy is we see this moment when he does get to meet Kate and he hugs her tenderly, and we focus on him holding her and she looking crazy. We don't see that at all with him and Darnell. He's got more conversation really for Tommy about Tommy not telling him than he is about Darnell and why.
No, but he wanted to try
he's
to act a fool
But
with
Darnell,
Tommy.
but
He
you
wanted
can
to try to act a fool with Tommy. His name is Darnell. But when Tommy said he'd been paying the medical bills, he ain't have nothing to say then.
No, right. Now he was back Team Tommy.
He was paying up them bills.
Right.
But you can also
He could have been everything in the book except for Darnell.
But
Exactly.
then you can also tell that D-Mac still somewhat has a resentment for JP because they still haven't addressed why he hasn't been around. He just said, "Hey, I know I wasn't there for you."
Exactly, but he put more conversation into Tommy and Tommy not telling him than he did into talking with D-Mac and showing us this moment.
But did anybody ask where's his mama?
I think at this point they should have actually introduced mother too.
Okay, yeah, because I was like, come on, like that would have been a scene. Let the mama show up. Let them have a show.
They should have brought the mother out.
Exactly.
Because wouldn't the mom be the first person to contact?
You would think.
Exactly.
Especially since he's the estranged father. You didn't even
Right.
know what your child looked like
He had
face to face.
custody.
You didn't know what your child looked like face to face. Now all of a sudden you in here advocating for him. Now all of a sudden you in here talking to doctors about his medical history. And wait a minute,
son's name.
You've been estranged from the child since 2. What medical records you have for him?
I don't get it.
Right.
I'm not sure.
Medical records
why
for a
your
child
medical
who's been in
records-
his life since he was 2.
And
Right.
why are your medical records at this abandoned house of your grandmamas who've been in the hospital for however many years? Where are you living, JP?
Yeah.
Kate,
at that house.
before it gets to that scene, Kate sheds some light on why that house is still around. Kate herself,
Because it's supposed to be money in the walls. Well, if he ain't found it by now, then it can't be found.
I was going to say, he ain't found
Well,
the
he
money.
probably have found it.
Authentically Young.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he.
Authentically Young says, "How do we know D-Mac has any relationship with his mother?" Well, the assumption it would be an assumption that he has any kind of relationship with his mother because JP even mentioned that the mother took him from him.
But here's the question. That's fine. If there's no relationship with the mother, that's a conversation too. Where is your mother? Why has it like? I feel like JP could have had that to me, that's what the scene should have been. JP apologizing to D-Mac.
It should have been filling in the voids.
Right. D-Mac basically saying, listen, I don't really fuck with you where my mother at. And then we can have the conversation about, well, where is your mother? Who's called her? Why isn't she here? Why are you on the streets? Like, that's a conversation. And maybe they're going to carry this over into season 2. But I feel like in that moment, it should have at least come up. At the very least, it should have come up.
I would hope that they would put more in.
Because D-Mac isn't legal, right? He's not over 18.
16.
He's 16.
So there needs to be a conversation. Again, he may very well be on the streets. He may have run away from home. Mama might have put him out the house. But all of that is a conversation.
All that needs to be addressed.
Yeah, that needs to be asked about.
Especially given the fact that they're making his character more visible, if you will. So all we know is that D-Mac is actually pretty smart. He's good with numbers. And he resents his father. And he kept like a little keepsake box outside wherever it was stashed at. It looked like it was stashed in like a little like one of them little cellar stairways. You know what I'm saying? That's where it looked like it was stashed at, or maybe could have been the back of a house, some kind of back entrance to a house with a stairway. Who knows? But I feel as though like season 2, if you're gonna make his character shed more light on his character, let's see where his mom at or what his mother's doing. Let's fill in the void why JP was not around and in his life, because the hospital was the golden opportunity to fill in those spots where we could have very well seen mom if we didn't see, or he could have at least said when he was awake, this is what happened with me and my mom. You wasn't around, and then show why he had so much resentment. And then that would show, other than JP not being around, why he have this amassed amount of resentment towards JP.
And I hate to nitpick. I really do hate to nitpick. But let's not forget that he was admitted to the hospital with a gunshot wound. The police, where were the police? That's automatic. That's automatic. You go to the hospital with a gunshot wound, that's automatic. The police are called. So
on my channel, we call these little things scabs. And I always tell the honeybees, don't pick at the scabs. Just don't pick at the scabs. Hopefully this is the last thing that Courtney did before she left. This feels like her writing. And what I'm really hoping for is that season 2 will be better under the new writers.
Yeah.
Because this was the last thing she did before her last day at work. And we can tell. We can tell. Just saying.
You know how you are your last day at work, you know.
Yeah. Just saying.
So JP informs Tommy that there's medical records back at Miriam's house that he needs Tommy to go retrieve to bring to the doctors. Tommy also informs him that there is a Serbian outside of the door that's there to make sure that they are safe. And right before Tommy leaves, JP find out who did this to my son, and they leave. He leaves. Next scene we get, Jannard is trying to call Blackston and find out, what happened with the hit. He calling and calling and calling. He leaving out like the corner store or whatever. He calling and calling, trying to figure out what's going on with Diamond. He gets no answer. He get the voicemail. He leaving the voicemail. Right there, your antenna should have went up right then and there. Like, yo, he ain't checked back in. I sent him out to take care of work. He ain't called back with an update yet. Something must have went wrong.
I do like in that scene when he was calling him. I do like in that scene that they stayed true to Chicago. He walked out the corner store with the bag and the fork. Every corner store, you can get you some nachos, get you a fork, a walking taco, whatever, out the corner store. I do like the fact that they stayed true to that. That was dope.
So the next scene they show Blackston is tied up in this warehouse, and we've already talked about this scene, so I ain't gonna spend too much time on it because we already talked about what happened in this scene.
What's good, El Teddy?
But it would have been nice for us to have seen how Diamond got the drop on Blackston. And he pretty much beats the truth out of him, even though he already knew what the truth was. He wanted to know who sent you. Blackston pretty much tells him Janara sent, and the reason why Janara sent him because you weak, you got out the game, you don't want to drop no bodies no more, you want to do the soft shit and whatever, and we don't have no respect for you, whatever. And Diamond puts a bullet in his head, and we move on to the next scene. I pretty much feel like I would have liked to have seen Diamond make Blackston call Jannar and meet him somewhere and set a trap for Jannar is what I really would have liked to have seen Diamond do. But Diamond is conflicted on how he wants to deal with his brother. So yeah. I get it. I understand it. Tommy goes to the house and he hears some noise in the house and he pulls a strap and, he getting ready to go confront whoever's broken into the house. And of course, we all knew right then and there.
I knew Kate was gonna be at the house when he sent Tommy to the house to get his damn medical records. I said, "Oh well, there go Kate."
Yep.
Yeah, he walked in the house thinking that the cop, the crackheads was stealing the cop out the wall. That's common.
Yeah. Oh that's yeah. I mean that was
common. I'm like, oh snap. So, when he saw Kate and she got the crowbar, she like, it's money hid in these walls. I'm like, well, that kind of put two and two together as to why that house is the way it is and why it means so much to the family. Maybe that's why JP doesn't want Tommy to go upstairs because he kept Tommy from upstairs all that time. Maybe even trashed upstairs.
The set ain't built upstairs. That's why they ain't showed it. They ain't got no
where's the daddy? Where is the daddy?
Upstairs in the green room, waiting to walk on camera. Ain't no set built upstairs. And I don't believe there's any money in the house. That's just a myth that Kate probably thinks. Because, Kate, they just trying to show how Kate's so thirsty for money and stuff. Ghost left her plenty of money. She don't need no money. She ain't thirsty for no money.
Just because Ghost left her money don't mean she still got it.
Yeah, that's true, too. Yeah, it is Kate we're talking about. She probably blew through that as soon as she got it. But they make a point to have a conversation where Kate was like, oh, you're still alive. And he was like, I can say the same about you. She makes a comment about you already killed one brother. You here to finish off another one. And, they kind of have, I was slightly hoping for a moment of reconciliation between the two of them. But, it's the same dysfunctional, incestuous type relationship that him and his mom have. So, we really didn't learn anything from that scene. I really thought that, Kate was going to drop some nuggets, about this whole scenario, or at the very least close in the gap of why she abandoned JP, but we didn't get any of those answers. I feel like we were robbed of that.
The Atlantic Creole said, man, let's tell the truth. Since Courtney Kemp left, the franchise has been raggedy. I can say, man, that so far watching other series to address that, the writing has been fairly predictable and it has been somewhat sloppy. Like it leaves a lot of voids to be filled. I
like writing for Raising Kanan. I don't know who did it.
Raising Kanan wasn't bad at all, but this Force, pretty predictable. It's some stuff that they could have filled in that made you say, oh, okay, that makes sense. I do like that sometimes they do leave things to the viewer's thoughts, so it gives that conversation when we may get together and say, hey, maybe this took place or maybe that took place. I do get that. but we have too many of those
But not
moments.
every episode.
Right, we have too many of those moments where we're left to we're left to assume, or we're left to kind of like get a mental picture of filling in this void. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you can see that from Ghost, and then you can see that in Force. Raising Kanan, yeah, I agree, was definitely cool. So whoever wrote that need to be writing this stuff.
It was the better of for me. I said that today. It's better than book two, and for me now, it's better than Force. I just think we just got a little bit more context, which for me, that's what I need in order for it to be entertaining. It's not just fulfilling these storylines. I need context. That's what gives a show texture.
Well, for me, it's the character development. Raising Kanan did a very good job with the character development. And even though they had the same episode arc as Forrest in book two, they did a better job episodic by each episode developing the different characters and allowing us to understand Jukebox, allowing us to understand Marvin, and even allowing us to understand Rock. So
Right.
they did a very good job. In this, they didn't do such a good job developing all the characters. And even with the new storylines they gave Tommy, they didn't fully develop those. With
Yeah.
this whole, Chicago family. And many times we've seen Tommy go to Chicago, and never once did he mention that he had family there. So, they should have spent a little bit more time, developing that arc if that was going to be a center point of the series.
Yeah. Context. You can't flesh out these characters without context. We knew why there was animosity between the brothers on Raising Cain and Lulu and his brother. We knew um, a lot more about how Kanan came to be this man that was living in the house, and how the streets were, the dynamics of his friendship, and the loss therein. About Jukebox alone, we had context as to why there was strife between her and her dad.
Yeah.
Here, we're left to make assumptions about so many things without it being validated in one way or another, validated or disproven, I should say.
So they're back at Walter's place and they're having a meeting, and they're trying to determine the next move. Egan made his first move. He's on the board. We're not. We need to figure out a way to draw him out. And Claudia comes up with this brilliant idea that, well, I know that Tommy's been moving Dahlia. She neglected to mention that she's been working with him. And she's like, I know where the address is. He's going to be.
How she pitched that off is that one of her girls bought it from
A club.
in the club. That's how she pitched it off. That's how she knew about it.
Mhm.
To leave her out, to keep her hands free and clear of that. That's how she brought up. Oh yeah, one of my girls bought it from him out of a club. Like, oh, okay.
And that should have let them know. When have we ever seen Tommy do a hand to hand? When has Tommy ever touched his drugs?
But I mean, it was about at that moment dragging Tommy down. Like, they wanted.
No, I get it, but I'm just saying, like,
wanted Tommy dead at that point.
But
She wanted
again,
him dead
Vic
because she
should have.
actually seen him with
But
the
Vic
serve.
should have known. Vic should have been like, wait
Yeah,
a
he
minute,
should have.
what? Like,
But you know what? Until Walter put that battery in Vic's back, he kept saying, I don't think that's not like Tommy. That's not like Tommy. That's not like Tommy. But it's like they built this thing like, basically, hey, because I'm y'all dad, y'all gonna believe me. So it was just like, hey, I'm a rock with dad. They gave us the moment where Claudia seen Tommy with the Serbs. So that was her enragement moment, her moment to get upset and gassed up because, oh, now I see him with the Serbs. So yeah, he definitely did that. Vic, he thought back to the keys and Tommy giving him the car and saying, hey, look, if you leave, take this car. So, oh well, here come Paulie. And he even gave him warning. He just didn't say who it was. He left the keys behind and took his car instead. And then Walter just like, I told you guys. I told y'all Tommy was this, Tommy was that, all because he was pissed because Tommy wouldn't work with him.
No, he was pissed because Tommy was there.
You gassed up your kids to the point where they could have been killed. Basically.
So the next scene, Jannard pulls up at the crib and Blackson is laid out on the dining room table. So right then and there, Diamond sent him a message letting him know that I know you sent him for me and he ain't coming back home. Well, he came back home, but he ain't got no story to tell you.
Came home in a body bag.
Right, he came home in a body bag. So at this point, Jannard now knows that Diamond is on to him. And so now he's got to be prepared. The next scene,
what Pull My Teeth, he got what Pull My Teeth said, I'm starting to think 50 has a thing with Chicago niggas because he got them written like they can't make no moves in the streets. He got them, I mean, whoever wrote this, they definitely got everybody on that side. Jannard, Diamond, they got them wrote like street thugs. You know, they got them written straight like street thugs. It's just, hey, they had their little layer of a barbershop where everybody congregate, everybody hang. You know, they do deals there. They talk about deals. They talk about the night before. They talk about all this other stuff in one localized area. That's what a pull-up is at.
Well, do the street thugs grovel? Do they act like they're not used to things? I mean, he's supposed to be Ivy League, right? When he walked up in the Walter's space, he was like, "This is nice. It don't smell like roaches or nothing." I was like, why did they write this man out to be coming in like, "Oh, y'all show it sure is nice, yeah." Oh,
So the current showrunner for Power Book for a Force is Robert Munich, and looks like he's exiting as showrunner due to creative differences. So I'm glad we're getting rid of this showrunner and we're getting a new showrunner, because this dude that they have writing this show right here, he's I don't know what he's writing for. I don't think that he was ready to write for a type of show like Power. Especially for continuity purposes. I think that whoever was the lead writer in the writing room, they should have really spent a little bit more time understanding Tommy's character and going back and watching season 1 at least season 1, because since that's where most of their callbacks are coming from season 1, and really understood how to write Tommy's character, because right now they got him as a gassed up vigilante. And it's just not what we are accustomed to seeing for Tommy.
I think that's a great point. Also, remember we had, and very well said, a great point and very well said. We had great moments in the initial Power because we had the after shows. Yep. And then the after shows, we had more conversation, right? We don't really have that here. The conversation we have are voices like ours and other YouTubers who just love the franchise. We don't have them actually speaking and having ongoing conversations like we did with the initial Power. I think that's a misstep too.
Well, you know what? Another thing about it is funny you should say that, because you're right. I think that's what closed in a lot of the gaps for us. Because even though they didn't do it in book 2, Courtney Kemp would always do her lives every Tuesday, and she would fill in those gaps of things that didn't make it into the show. She would answer a lot of the questions about different story arcs and everything. So I think that's exactly what's missing, because in the preview that they showed for this episode, they showed Tommy choking somebody out in the car. We didn't even get that scene. In the episode. So I think that's right, Miss Honey. You're absolutely right. I think that's what's missing. We don't have anyone breaking down the episode at the end of the episode. And it seems like that's needed for Power because of the writing style, because the writing itself doesn't answer the questions. The writers have to answer the question after the show. So I think that's the missing element right there. You're right.
Xavier said, Star said that the after shows was costing too much money and allegedly no one was watching. But a lot of people watched, what was it called? Power Confidential?
Yep. And they didn't do that. They didn't do that till the last season. They didn't do that,
Yeah,
but
a lot of
what they
people
used
watch
to
like
do
a
immediately
lot of
after
people
the
watch
show,
like
you would
Power
have
Confidential. They watch all the different after shows.
but
I think it was just more so like if they want to blame it on ratings, the ratings wasn't through the roof.
no, Power Confidential was the only one that was standalone, where you actually had to click on it and watch it. It was like a 20-minute, 25-minute, whatever. That required production.
They didn't really promote the after shows either though. You just knew about them by maybe somebody mentioning it to you or sending it to you, or you knew because you stumbled along it and found it.
But what I'm talking about is when they did the original series run of Power. Immediately after the episode, before the episode, credits would roll, or either after the credits would roll, you would have Courtney Kip come on and talk about the episode. It was a part of the episode. It was built into the episode. Those breakdowns is what's missing. And that didn't require any production whatsoever. It was just extended camera time for the episode is what it was. And that's what's missing.
And she talked about why this scene happened. This scene, what went on in this scene? What was the thought process behind this, that, and the other?
She also drew in the titles because she would always draw you back to the moment in the episode that reflected on the title of the episode. So, like this title of this episode was Family Business. In her breakdown, she would talk about a particular scene in that episode that made them name that episode that Family Business or whatever the case may be. So now is everything left up to the viewers to interpret what the episode was about.
It don't take no whole lot of money for an after show. Like, come on, like it's not.
No,
Stars just didn't want to do it anymore. Which again brings me back to, I know 50 Cent is a troll, and I know 50 Cent, he do a lot of dumb shit. But that also brings me back around to maybe there's some real validity to 50 Cent's beef with what Stars is doing to his franchise.
I agree. I agree. So the next thing, you got Tommy at the lab. He got his serve hitters with him and whatever. And, they posted up and they waiting for the Flynns to arrive and the Irishmen to arrive. And they picked them off one by one, which we knew that he was going to do.
They made slight work.
And just like Vic was trying to tell, just like Walter was trying to tell Vic, like, you need to stay here. You don't need to go out here talking about, I got to be the one to look Tommy in the face and get the kill. Maybe we'll get close enough to him to take him out. You should have stayed at the house with Claudia. Y'all should have played at the house and watched TV or YouTube or something.
But did you see that the main horseman, he took off and ran before Vic did.
So did.
He was like, hey, my brother dead. I'm out of here.
Tommy sends them a text talking about 3-0. Right there, y'all should know that y'all outmatched. And y'all got a whole army that y'all rolled in from Ireland, and y'all not even on the board. Yeah, y'all even dropped one of the Serbian workers.
They ain't dropped one of the Serbian workers until they was in the lab.
So the next scene, you have Liliana and Tommy. They meet up at the I guess they're at the counting room, and where they're setting up the new lab, and they got the doctor, which I thought that was real good. Doctor is kind of concerned about what's going on. He was like, Tommy was asking her, how fast can you get this place up and going? And she was like, this place is dirty and filthy. It's gonna take me a minute to get up and going. And so she's a little nervous. He's like, no, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Just keep working or whatever. And then, of course, they have a conversation. Tommy and Liliana have a conversation. And, Tommy's pretty much telling Liliana what's going on. And he don't necessarily think that it was the Serbs or it was Walter and them men that hit him in DMAC. So he's trying to figure out that mystery. And so in this scene, I knew it when she told that doctor, when she gave that doctor that money and told that doctor to be out, I knew that was it for Liliana.
I said, yeah, listen, it was in that moment. I said, Retro was right. Liliana about to die. I knew.
Yeah, I knew when I saw those tears in her eyes, those pregnant pause tears just hanging.
She said, I chose this life. Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, well.
You gonna pay me now?
Matter of fact, Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and send you your money right now. I said I would cash app him on the I'm about to send it right now. About to cash app him right now. It's $20. Because I make good on my bets.
So what I would have liked to have seen,
I know not to bet with that man.
Huh?
I said y'all knew not to bet with him.
I really didn't think Liliana was gonna die. I really didn't. I thought she was gonna get shot. Now I thought she was gonna get shot. I really didn't think.
Well, she already been shot once.
Liliana has been everything. Everything has happened.
Yes, she has. This is my you know what? I say that save that till when we get to the scene. But I will say in that moment, I was like, wow.
Okay, so let's just be clear. I just wanted to be very clear. I didn't want to be right. I did not want to be right.
Yeah, right. But you said that in previous reviews. You said that you didn't. You've been saying Liliana was going.
He has.
He's been saying for a long time that Liliana was going to take a dirt nap.
He's been sending her notices. I'm a witness. He's been sending notices to her door.
He absolutely has.
He's been saying it for a long time that she was going to take a dirt nap. It's just that he did also say he didn't want to be right. He has said.
I didn't want to be right because I love the character development and I feel like that is the only character development.
Her and Tommy's relationship. I love their relationship.
That's what I'm trying to say right now. That to me, that felt like that was the only characters that they really spent time on developing. Why would you kill her?
That's a good way of looking at it. What pulls my teeth? You said they really used Liliana as a crutch for Tommy to get his footing. That's a good way of looking at it.
Yep.
But what she should have done if she wanted the doctor out of the way, because I don't know, in her mind, I don't know if she thought that they were going to find the new hideout and that it was going to roll up in there and take the doctor away from her. I don't know what her thought process was of getting the doctor out of danger, because she wasn't in danger. She was safe where she was. But if you were threatened by the doctor, kill her. You want to kill her in the beginning anyway. Once you learn the recipe, you want to get rid of her. I would have rather seen her take the doctor out.
Or put the doctor on. Or if you're going to get the doctor
Everybody
out.
knows.
Or if you're going to get the doctor out and you giving her a chance, put her on a plane. Get out of here.
But here's the other problem. Everybody that knows how to make Dahlia is dead.
Yep.
Except for JP.
Yeah, except for JP.
And I feel like if they would have known he knew how to cook as well, they would have got rid of him. I really wish they would have gotten rid of him instead of Liliana. I would rather seen JP go instead of Liliana. Absolutely. Hands down. Take him. Please. Right now. So the next scene is Claudia. They at the house or whatever, and Lone, the guy's name is Lone, comes in and has a conversation with her. And he was like, what kind of inside information you have? Because you sent us into a trap and whatever. And, she started fast talking, sidestepping, two-stepping her way out of the situation. And then, of course, she hit him with the Dahlia, and she was telling him that she can get him an exclusive. She kept saying that to everyone she offered a drug to in this episode. I can give you a exclusive pipeline to the drug or whatever. And, my father is of the old ways. The money's going down. So she's setting herself up for a coup. She's setting herself up to usurp her father's authority. But the thing about it is, though, it ain't do her no good with this because Lone ended up getting killed. So
yeah, the chemist is still alive. She mentioned that in the end when she was talking about building a state of the art. They didn't kill the. They didn't kill the.
Oh, they didn't kill the doctor. Oh,
no, I think Tommy gonna get her though. Tommy gonna get her.
Claudia mentioned I'm building a state of the art lab, so she still got her.
Got you. Okay.
To me, I'm sorry. To me, this just goes back to what Pull My Teeth was saying. This whole moment with the doctor was just to get the doctor moved over to
the other side.
Flins with Claudia. Claudia's going to be now Dahlia competition with Tommy's Dahlia competition because he still got JP. Liliana is gone. We're going to get to that, but it didn't seem like it was Claudia's intent to do what she did at the end with Liliana.
So the Uber X pulls up, they kidnap the doctor and they take her away. And I'm like, y'all are so stupid. Y'all, y'all so stupid. The most important thing that y'all needed to protect, y'all did. And
Well,
so,
I mean,
really, to be quite honest with you, Tommy should have had some Serbian guards over there at that
but
warehouse.
you know what though? It's really not on them though. Because again, we had this conversation. All the money that Liliana gave the doc, she gave at least $100K, maybe more. At $100,000, somebody give me $100,000, tell me get out of town, or 100,000 plus. I mean, in these days, it may not be a lot of money, but it's a lot of money. But
enough for me to move.
You, I'm out. I'm not coming back home to get no shoes. I'm not coming to get no hats.
I said the same thing. I said the same thing in my review. I was like,
I'm not coming to get
you
nothing.
got enough money that you don't need to go buy your house for nothing. At least, like Liliana said, just get you until this is over. Like, you had enough money to buy a ticket in cash, to fly to an island, to pay for a nice ass hotel for 2 weeks, buy whatever you need there. You don't even need a toothbrush, man.
And just chill. Just chill. That's all you have to do.
Most airports, they'll stop in there. Listen, you can buy a couple pieces of clothes at the airport.
Listen, you guys are overshooting, hiding out. Everybody knows all you need to do is find your Red Roof Inn. You hide right under people's nose. She could have had a Red Roof Inn for 3 days after this whole war thing blew over, and then tucked her head out. Why go home? Just put 15 a night on the Red Roof Inn and wait till everything lay low.
Listen, she gonna pay for the room in cash with the Red Roof Inn, right? She gonna pay for the room in cash. She wouldn't even have to show no credit card or no ID or anything. Just put that money up on the counter. I need a room for a week. Right.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely made the doctor be so smart she was stupid, like, but she knew in that like
she got in that seat, she started singing. They even get a chance to hardly threaten her before she started crying. I just want this to be over. Well, you had that opportunity, you missed it. She should have been on her way to a Midway. She should have even went to O'Hare. She should have went to Midway. She should have went to Midway, got on one of them Southwest flights.
Listen,
out of Chicago.
It's just kind of I blame the writers to some of this stuff because it's so.
But you know why? They like this because they need this to happen. They need this to happen in order to carry the story. They need this,
and that's true. And that's true. That's true. It's just kind of like you give her $100K. At that point, you could have just gave her no money and said, "Look, get low," and she go home, get her stuff, and leaving. Then she can talk. But you give her 100. I mean, like them stacks was like this. You give her that, and then be like, "Go, hey, I need you to lay low."
Listen, I would have drove out of town and then took a flight. It wouldn't even be.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm in my car and I'm driving. I'm like,
I wouldn't even drive my car.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Dre, I'm getting in my car. I'm driving.
I would have went and spent me like 4-5.
What you talking about? She could have hit them back roads, been in Sycamore, been in Rockford. Next thing you know, she in Kentucky. I would have been all the way to Nashville before I got on a plane somewhere. Man, what are you talking about? I would have been out of Illinois.
Man.
Went straight through them tolls, paid cash, and listen, I've been on my way to Kentucky, Nashville, before I hopped the plane to a Caribbean island, like Miss Honey said.
What tolls? I would have went and bought me an old beat used car. I've been going through all the tolls.
Yeah, I went and did. I would have rode my same car I would have had. I would have took them little back roads on out of Chicago.
I would have laid low at the Red Roof Inn next door. In 3 days, I'd come out. I'd eat out of the vending machines. I'd put me a hoodie on. You know what I'm saying? I'd get it out of the, you know what I'm saying, at the convenience store. Everything in a black bag, convenience store black bag, and I would have just lived like that for 3 days, and then I would have stuck my head out.
Maybe we make it. Maybe we
not next door, Miss Honey. Next door.
Maybe we want this to just make sense.
Nobody looks for something that's right under their nose. They wait for her at the house. She next door at the Red Roof.
Yep, and that's exactly where they found her at her house. Right. So we finally get to that moment where Kate and JP they meet for the first time, and I'll let Miss Honey break that down because she had me laughing earlier about their tender moment.
It
That's
was
the
the
tender
most
moment.
awkward. It was absolutely one of the most awkward moments. It was so poorly acted, written, the whole nine. It just Tommy being there with Kay all cool and calm was weird,
Yep,
right?
I agree.
Kate acting like she never had a black baby. Like she had never seen a black baby before. Like her, she was just like, "Oh, is you're saying this is the one? Yeah, yeah. It's not the young one. It's not the white one. This is your son. Remember giving birth to him? It's so unbelievable,
It was.
so unbelievable. Remember she cut the umbilical cord and left, but you knew you had a black baby. I mean, I'm just
Yeah, when
saying.
she said something about, and I said that in my review too, that I got to do over. But I said when she was like, "Y'all don't look nothing like me," I'm like, "You ain't know the baby was black when you left? Like, what's wrong with you? Like,
Oh my god, it was the
I, I feel
dumbest,
like
most inauthentic moment.
it was inauthentic, and because it was also not true to Kay's character, because it almost gave me a little touch of, she was offended by the fact that he was black. It almost made me feel like she was kind of,
It was a little microaggressive. I agree.
it was, but she was very receptive in open arms and welcoming of Ghost, who was fully black. So you
but
didn't
it
realize
also
that
seemed
you
like
had a
she was more
biracial child.
concerned. But it also seemed like she was more concerned about the grandson than she was about. It was something like it was weird. Like it was weird. Like why were you so concerned about the grandson, who by the way is also black? But you were totally ready to skip over JP. Like it didn't make sense.
And Tommy even commented to that. Shouldn't you be spending time with your son that you abandoned? Because
Yeah.
you didn't even know this grandson existed
He said,
until
didn't he say she abandoned him after 2 days?
Yeah, after 2 days, but I don't think it was 2 days. Wasn't it longer than 2 days?
I thought they said she cut the umbilical cord and walked off.
yeah.
Oh well, maybe she did then. Maybe
We needed to see some. We know that JP has a forgiving spirit, and that's great and wonderful. But I still needed to see a moment of him asking her, "Why did you leave me? Why did you abandon me?" I wanted them to corner Kate at that hospital. I wanted them to corner Kate and make her answer those questions that they all have. Tommy has these same questions. JP has these questions. Your black grandson laying up here in the bed going to have these questions.
Especially
They
when,
should have made her answer. They should have made her
especially
give some
when,
answers.
especially when they gave us a scene in a previous episode where Tommy met JP's father and they were talking about Kate. And he said he had questions that needed to be answered. That was if you called her there. You called her.
You called her there, yeah.
You called her there.
You should have at the very least. Why
She's
did you
there
leave me?
now. She's there now. Y'all hugged. Y'all hugged. Everybody looked in the state of shock. I mean, if anything, JP should have been, maybe shocked, but at the same time, Kate, I mean, you had a black child. Come on, let's stop it. Stop it.
She should have been made to answer some questions. They should have made her answer some
She
questions.
should have definitely answered some questions there.
To me, it made the scene seem so scammy. It just seemed that much more like Kate and JP were working together. I don't know. I can't get out of this feeling
It's
that
definitely
they
gonna
are
be awkward.
scammers.
It's definitely gonna be awkward, Xavier. I agree with that part. I do.
Didn't she disconnect her phone when JP called?
Yep.
Yeah.
So she didn't even want him to contact her anymore. She didn't even want him to contact her anymore. She was running from that. She was hiding from that. The only reason why she came to Chicago wasn't to meet him. She was coming to see if that lady had some money. That was
right. That's it. She was just looking for some money.
Yep.
When
she was gonna get that money, and she was gonna be on her way back to New York.
Yeah, but why would you pay Kate off and then take her to the hospital though? That was odd.
He should have paid her to go away, right? Well, he tried to. But once she found out she had that grandson, she became, like Crystal said, she became infatuated with the fact that she had a grandchild that she wanted to meet. Whatever. Jannar decides he's going to go pull up on the Serbians, which that was unrealistic. They should have shot him on sight when he walked up in there.
They were the most definitely shot.
Well, listen, this whole thing with the Serbs is ridiculous. First, Walter gets to roll up on him. Then Tommy gets to roll up on him. And now Jannard gets to roll. Like, y'all want to just be dead. Y'all just want to be dead.
And he come, no soldiers, empty-handed. He ain't got no money. Tommy had to pay them $2 million. Tommy had to pay them $2 million to get their cooperation. Jannard comes up in there and he comes up with a good scheme, and that's it. Well, this man just gave me $2 million to work for him. What you bringing me to the table empty? You come in here empty-handed. Like, they should have sent him on his way. That was just unbelievable right there, that he was able to turn the tide in his favor empty-handed when Tommy had to come in there with $2 million to get them to work for him.
Wait, the Serbs know Jannard.
I guess so.
He's low level though. Remember,
Right,
the
very
Serbs
low
know Jannard. There's no questioning. There's nothing. There's no.
How, next scene, he at Walter's place. How did you even get through the gates? How did you even get through the gate? He should have been shot on sight when he pulled up in them folks' yard. He should have never been able to have a sit down with Walter. If I'm old money, old cartel, kingpin, I ain't talking to nobody from the streets. You talking to one of my workers. He should have never been able to come up there and walk to the house empty-handed.
Never meet me at the house. That ain't.
And Walter is you got to give it to Walter. He's true to himself. He got the nerve to sit here and tell Jannard that you rolled on family, you turned on family. Ain't that what you doing? You did the same thing. So y'all cut from the same cloth. Neither one of y'all ain't good for y'all family. So
I never know anything about this.
Oh, it was a crazy scene. It was just weird.
It's stupid.
Hey, I like Chibs, man. Leave Chibs alone, man. He fun.
It was stupid. And y'all notice how Walter ain't sick no more? Walter ain't been sick in about three episodes. He just fine.
No, he know it was stage 1 cancer, so now he good.
Yeah.
But before he had that doctor's appointment, he was sick and getting ready to leave here.
Oh, now everything.
Coughing up blood and everything else. Remember, he was coughing up blood and everything else.
Passed out on the floor. Maybe
That's
he's taking
what
meds off
kind
camera.
of blew me, Xavier. Like when you looked at when they introduced Jannard, they show like his condo. This dude drive a Lamborghini Urus, and then you go into this house.
Car.
It's like, damn, like this is fat.
Like he ain't never seen nothing before. Like he ain't never seen nothing nice.
You got a glass condo. Your condo is off the chain. Off the chain.
But he said,
they did right there. Like he has never seen anything nice before. Like,
agreed.
Wow.
But he said this is old money. There's a difference. What he's doing, that's new money. Buying glass and all that shit, that's new money. He was like, yo, this is old money. This is some. I understand what y'all saying, and I don't disagree that he was acting like he ain't never been nowhere before. But he was saying this old money, like this that old money. And there is a difference. There's a difference between old money and new money.
He is back to drinking and smoking like ain't nothing wrong. Like a good old Irishman.
Right.
Tommy rolls up on Diamond at the restaurant. Diamond got him a TSA card. He said the man wore him down. The man wore him down. He said, where you get it from, TSA? I thought that was funny. They have a conversation about what's happening and whatever. And of course, they come to the conclusion that Jannard is the one that put the hit out on him and D-Mac and, put the hit out on Diamond. And, they agree to work together. So I was happy to see that they're going to be now the new duo, which I feel like that was another reason why they got rid of Ileana, was to make room for him and Diamond to be this duo. Why they couldn't have been a trio, I don't know. But for some reason, it has to be a duo in Power and not a trio. Go ahead, Ms. Honey.
Why would you get rid of Liliana as opposed to Walter or Vic or Jannard or JP?
Vic could have been gone. Like, I really thought Vic was dead. Vic really could be dead.
And that should have been Walter's consequence for his actions. His son died.
Vic could be dead. And so
that's what I was waiting on.
And let me tell you something. Walter was supposed to get a bullet as soon as they were sitting there and they realized that Walter set it all up. Somebody was supposed to shoot Walter.
Hey, He said, Diamond hire, what pulls my teeth? Diamond hiring security bus supposed to run half a crew. Make it make sense. Well, when he had that security, he already said he didn't. He said until this
He
blows
said
Yeah,
he
up,
rented
didn't know who
workers.
he could
I
trust.
don't know.
He
Who
had
he
rented
trust.
work. Yeah, he said I don't know who I can trust. Yeah,
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 he
he
didn't
said
know
he didn't know
who
who he
on
could
the other
trust.
side he could trust.
I agree, Xavier. Diamond's character is boring. Um, they really should have done a little bit better with his character because he had that beef with Rojas. You know, I thought that Diamond was going to be a formidable opponent, and I think Miss Honey has said this in previous reviews before too about, you know, we can see where Jannard is a threat, not necessarily a formidable opponent, but at the very least we can see where Jannard is a threat. We don't see that type of character development with Diamond. All we do is just sit here in his zen moments. You know,
I think we're gonna get it out of him though. I think at some point we're gonna get it out of him though. They
I
writing it.
mean, what we got from
They writing it
Jannard
as
was barking dog.
they writing his
But we
character
were
as him playing it safe. I mean, I get it. He just got out of jail. He spent 15 years. He's not trying to go back. So he's trying to move in a different fashion, if you will. You know, not to be too loud, but be, you know, be mystical in it. Hey, look, if I gotta grab somebody up and snatch him up, it ain't gonna be out on the street, spray you up and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Like the old days, I'm gonna snatch you up, put you in this warehouse, I'm gonna beat you, then I'm gonna put a bullet in you. I get it. I get all that. You know, maybe season two, we see this, and that's what I was saying. Like in the earlier in the show, maybe season two we will see Diamond actually be this old Diamond when they were saying like, man, this dude he was a goon. He was a goon. It's been mentioned. It was mentioned in this episode, like, oh, there it is. See, if you would have just came out of jail just like this, then we would have never had this problem. So maybe they feel like he's gotten, even Black said it to him. Since you got out of jail, you weak. You know, and everybody keep pushing this moment. You got out of jail and you ain't the old Diamond. You ain't this, you ain't that. The old Diamond would have. I think in season two, we're gonna see that Diamond. I definitely think it. I hope so.
Let me tell you what I don't want to see in season two. What I don't want to see in season two is the two of them chasing after each other all over Chicago and continuing to have these run-ins. Like I don't want. Like either you're gonna kill
talking about Jannard and you talking about Jannard and Diamond?
Jannard and Diamond, yeah.
I definitely don't want to see that.
Yeah, you let them live. So deal with the consequences. I don't want to this back and forth. Mm-mm.
Well, that's what we're gonna see. In the next scene, we see JP's at the house getting these medical records that shouldn't even exist, which we already talked about. That don't make sense that he would have medical records for a child he hadn't even been in his life. It didn't even recognize him when he was.
Well, he didn't say he didn't say they were his. They weren't DMAX medical records. They were his medical records. He said the doctor wants my medical information.
I don't know. I think he said they wanted to see both of theirs, and it's back at the house.
No, he said he wanted the doctors, but because I didn't understand why the doctors cared about, like, he got shot. He doesn't have cancer.
He doesn't have a terminal illness, right? What do you need to see medical?
Yeah, I could see if he was there for some mysterious ailment. They didn't know what was wrong with him, and then it's like, oh, well, maybe we need to look at. He got shot. They don't need to know nothing about you.
Is it that we are led to
pull the bullet out and stitch up the wound?
Yeah, we don't need to know nothing about you.
Are we led again into
writing
where we're led to assume that they'll need medical records?
Was a reason to get JP back at the house to get kidnapped.
That's all that was.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. But are we led to believe that he lost blood and now he need medical records? What blood type are you? Can you
be able to do that from a blood test, though? They should be able to determine his blood type through.
Yeah, they don't need
exactly.
Well, Tommy's back at the lab right now. He finds out that Lillian has let the doctor go, and he was like, "Are you stupid? Why did you let her go? Did you make sure she was safe?" Like, you were so concerned about this woman. Like I said, you could have solved the problem if you wanted to get rid of the doctor, get rid of her. But letting her go on her own devices, she got quickly dispatched with. She got snatched up before she could get the Louis Vuitton bags and then Uber X. She got snatched up.
They snatch her up within 5 minutes. Like, literally.
That was just dumb.
Yeah.
Liliana got caught slipping because Liliana usually is smarter than that. She got caught slipping.
Yep.
All she could do was just go with what the writers gave her. She tried to make. She gave us those tears, those pregnant pause tears. She gave us this moment of kindness. She made the best of her last few moments. But this is what the writer gave her. And you guys were talking about Diamond. Diamond's gonna have to be ruthless if he's taking Liliana's place. If he's taking Liliana's place. I'm just saying, we're going to have to see it. He's taking Liliana's place.
Or either they're going to make JP the ruthless one now. I don't know.
Not at all.
Oh,
I hope
not
not.
at all.
I hope not.
Not at all. JP Hart pumps Kool-Aid. Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
And not like real Kool-Aid, though, like, you know, like the cheap Weilers.
Right.
Weilers.
Right.
Yeah.
But you got to have an old whole bag of sugar, too, to get it to taste right.
Right. Exactly.
Damn.
Tommy gets this three-way phone call. He told Claudia she was a stupid little girl. I thought that was funny too. He called her a stupid little girl. They on a three-way with him. Everybody on the phone. Jannard on the phone. Walter on the phone. Everybody on the phone. We're gonna get you, Tommy. We're gonna get you. That's all I heard in my head. We're gonna get you.
Oh, you dead.
And your little dog too.
Right.
One man. This is one man. This is one man. And we need the whole Irish mafia to take out
We
one
need
man.
the Irish mafia. We need the Irish mafia. We need Jannard to get his people together. Jannard the one to ask for help from the Serbs. Like, y'all need all that.
Jannard came empty-handed again. And then again, why use his character? I knew that they were going to find out that Walter was lying to them. I said that last week. I knew that they were going to find out. I didn't expect Jannard to be the delivery man. They should have made it where, like I said last week, where Claudia or Vic walked up on a conversation that Paulie and Walter were having about it and learned that way. But for them to learn through Jannard, well, I don't think that he hates Tommy. Do you really think that you was going to get the truth from Jannard about Tommy? He hates the man. But yet still, they use Jannard to deliver the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Or just throwing it out here, just spitballing, or she could have had an actual conversation with Tommy and found out. She could have called around and found out. They could have had conversation about it, and that's how she could have been clear about what was going on and then know how to navigate with her dad. This whole setup could have been done so much nicer.
That whole scene.
So much nicer. Where everybody still looks smart and capable. Here, it's just like a bunch of stooges just running into each other and like crazy, goofy music in the background.
And it takes 5 of them to put an ideal together that's still half-assed.
That whole scene, they tried to paint the picture as, you know, Claudia being like this shot caller amongst a room of men. And all I can hear in my mind was when Arsenio Hall was on Harlem Nights. Oh, quick, you dead quick. That's all I can hear in my mind. Pull up next to him, blow his head off.
So we get to the showdown. You know, Diamond and Tommy meet up, and you know, him and Liliana, they all meet up and they plan out everything. And you know, Diamond is like, you know, we used to play here in these parts, so you know, I know this area real well or whatever. The way that they came up with this plan is unbelievable, because you know, you got Diamond who's got Tommy at gunpoint that comes out. I got him. He was trying to leave town. That just sounded so stupid. None of it made sense. None of them should have been able to walk away from there alive. You know, Tommy shouldn't have been able to walk away from there. They had to drop on Tommy so many different times in that scene. And
Well,
then
look at.
Victor runs off. Victor runs off. I'm gonna get you, Tommy. And they tussle and
I mean, but
scuffle.
look at look at the times that people, it was times where they had to drop on Ghost and he got out.
Yeah, that scene was just poorly shoot. And the fact, where did Liliana come from? Where did Liliana come from? Because it looked like she got out of one of the trucks. But
That
all
was how she got out that truck that Diamond was driving around.
Yeah, but when it all it was parked on the same side as the Flynn's were. She was behind them.
Yeah, she came up behind them.
And when they seen Diamond's car, when they pulled up and all got out the car and they seen Diamond's car parked there already, you don't think that they looked inside to see if there was anyone in there?
She flanked him. She flanked them and then gets out of the car directly behind them. It was crazy.
It was stupid. It didn't make sense. Where did she come from?
Yeah, she flanked them.
I think if you're going to have her flank them, especially knowing like you pulling up to a scene, Tommy's already there. You know what the plan is. You know what the course of action is. We haven't seen Jannard use the Serbs yet. But in that moment, if you flanking them, you should have had some of the $2 million worth of Serbs that Tommy bought with Liliana.
No Serbs. It was just the half of his crew that's going with Diamond that didn't know that he came against Diamond.
Yep.
And then you saw Paulie, you saw Vic.
Did you see Serb?
You saw Walter.
Exactly.
And Walter, get your old ass back in the house. What you out there finna do? You ain't finna do nothing either. Get your ass back in the house.
Like he a general.
Yeah.
You don't get somewhere and
I'm gonna get you, Tommy.
Somebody blow some dust in his lungs so he
For real. So when they find out, and Claudia, after you knew this already, so why did you even shoot Liliana? Why did you even shoot Liliana? What was the reason for you to shoot Liliana when you already knew that y'all out here reacting to a lie? Y'all out
some could say she shot Liliana because she felt like she had the only cook, right? Well, but she still gave us regret.
But that goes back to, because I was thinking the same thing. But that goes back to the jealousy that she always had. Remember, she never liked Liliana. She never liked the fact that Tommy deferred to Liliana over her. So that was her, in that moment, that was her getting rid of her competition. Yeah. That wasn't about that. But let me tell you how that scene should have went down. Fuck Liliana. What should have happened, Claudia, at that moment.
Was my teeth funny as hell, man.
Go ahead, Chris.
Couldn't even give chase right. But Claudia should have turned the gun on her father.
Yeah.
But you know what, though?
Claudia was supposed to turn that gun on Walter and let Vic know all of this. He lied. He killed Gloria. And all of this is because of him.
But you know what?
That's when Walter was supposed to die in that moment. Walter was supposed to die.
They did show that after Liliana shot some of those.
I do too.
When Liliana shot some of those people, they actually showed her like aiming down sights at Walter. That's when Claudia shot him.
But I thought that was so stupid though, because when she was picking them off from the back, nobody turned around to see who was shooting them.
No, they knew it was a sniper.
No, that's when the last brave and mighty horseman came out there and got his ass shot.
Yeah, they knew it was a sniper.
A sniper. She was like, honey, I'm home.
I'm just saying, if you killing Liliana off, man, and I mentioned this, me and Retro talked about this.
You shouldn't have been able to walk from that scene either.
She should have been able to walk from that scene, but if you killing Liliana off, she should have went out like Julio, man.
Yeah.
They gave her a painful death. Painful. She's struggling for breath. She's trying to talk. She's bleeding out. I'm like, come on, man.
And the little scuffle between Jannard and Diamond, just do
what kind of mud wrestling? You boys better get somewhere and sit down before I come in there type bull crap was that. It was the same with Tommy and Vic.
Yep.
Same with Tommy and Vic. I was like, if you boys don't settle down before I come in there, like what was that supposed to be?
I wanted him to get pistol whipped, beat within an inch of his life or something. You know, all that in the little conversation. I gave you a chance. You took my life. You're living in $1 million home. You're driving a $500,000 car. You didn't do so bad after all. So what? You didn't
I
go
wanted all of those same things for Claudia.
I mean, it was just
A
and then Vic,
smackdown, a scuffle, drag her, like throw in
Let me
some
tell you what
mud.
I
I wanted
wanted.
the same thing.
Now that's what I wanted. I wanted Liliana and Claudia to get into a one-on-one. That'd have been a great moment. Liliana would have whooped Claudia ass.
I agree what pulls my teeth. It is stupid that they would let her die with a gunshot because she looks like she got shot in the exact same place where she got shot at last time.
You got shot right here. You ain't surviving that.
It was just I would rather her have a beat down with Claudia, right? And maybe the horseman pulled up on her and killed her, you know, to save Claudia. And then maybe Tommy took out the horseman. That would have been nice. Vic finds out the truth finally, and he's just, I don't know what to do now. And then he runs up on his father and pulls a knife on his father.
Why was Walter able to walk away from that scene?
And Walter's like, oh, do it. Do it. You want to kill me? Take your shot. Do it. And he couldn't even do it. But just a few moments ago, Tommy has to die by my hand to avenge Gloria. But when you find out it's your father, you're right. I'm not like you. What do you choose to do instead? You go to Gloria's bar and hang a picture. That's how you avenge her death. You hang a picture up for her. But when you thought Tommy did it, oh my goodness, you had to call in the 4 horsemen from a parallel dimension. You called in the 4 horsemen. But when you find out your pappy is involved, you hang a picture.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. Family or not, you make an attempt on my life, you gotta go. Vic, that car got sprayed up. They weren't just aiming for Gloria, they aimed at Vic too, and Vic actually got shot too. Jannard sent Black after Diamond. Ain't no way in hell Walter or Jannard walking out that scene if that's me. You shot.
Yeah. The fact that they all just agreed to stop fighting and just kind of get in their cars and ride off, and I'll see you guys next week.
They picked up their toys and went home.
Yeah, we'll meet back here next week and finish off what we started. Y'all have a nice evening. Everybody get home safe. That's basically what they should have said. I'll see y'all next week. You know, everybody walked away. So everybody that was a threat to everyone didn't eliminate any of their threats.
It was so anticlimactic. Like I was so let down. Even the way they did Liliana, I wasn't even sad. Like my investment with her is so low because of how they did it, because of how they shot it.
That's why I told y'all, don't get used to her. Everybody, oh, Liliana's this. Don't get used to her because they're gonna take it away from us. They do it every time. Every time we get a good character,
we can't have nice things. You're right.
We can't have nice things.
You're right. You're right. Xavier, you're right. He said, let's be honest. It's easier to kill a stranger than to kill your own father. Even Tommy couldn't kill Ghost or Tasha, who he viewed as a sibling. You're right to an extent, but that depends on the person.
But this is power that we're. Yes, you're right, Marvin. It depends on the person because this is power we're talking about. We kill family members, and we have no problem with killing fathers. We have no problems with killing fathers in power. I mean, we didn't have an issue with Tariq doing it to Ghost. We didn't have an issue with Tommy doing it to Teresi. So, yeah, that whole father and loyalty thing that don't.
And out of all of the fathers, he was
that
the most deserving.
That deserve to go. He was the most deserving. Yeah.
Walter should have died in that shit.
Yeah, he should have died.
I know I've killed him over and over again.
I was expecting.
I would have even liked to see Paulie have done it. I would have even liked to see Paulie have done it and took over. And so I'm taking over the organization now. I would have liked to have seen Paulie did it. Either way, Walter should have been up out of her.
Well, Paulie's Polish, so he can't take over.
We have this. We're gonna pour a shout out for Liliana. I meant to pour my shout out for her today. I left my bottle in the whatchamacallit.
I ain't even gonna lie. That hurt. Liliana hurt, man. I really grew to love her, man. It hurt.
I told you.
It don't hurt me as much as it hurt you with your hoe, but it hurt.
Damn.
You talk about pinky toes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every episode, we have to talk about Carrie. Carrie did not earn her death. She did not earn her death. Liliana didn't earn her death. Liliana
No.
didn't earn her
Can we
death.
get light skinned Keisha back, please?
She didn't earn her death.
Light skinned Keisha's name is now Adrian.
Yeah, that's the new light skinned Keisha, right? But listen, the last scene, I call this too. The last scene where they bring the feds in from New York. These Chicago feds, they don't look like they have a clue on this case that they investigated.
But wait a minute, who was it last week? It was either what pulls my teeth or maybe it was Lady V. It was one of our regulars that said if they bring an old girl from New York, they were like, I quit.
Yeah,
And I said,
I remember now.
On the screen, I said, here we go.
I told you,
yeah.
I told you Blanca was going to be brought in.
They were like, if they bring Blanca in, I quit.
Yeah.
But she ain't got no work to do in New York.
Mecca. What happened with Mecca? Did you see Tariq on the camera?
I was thinking the same thing. I was
She's
going
the
to say
only
the same
fed,
thing.
yo. She's the only fed
Ever on the planet.
Yeah. You knew Tariq from a foggy picture, but you don't know both.
It was what pulls my teeth. I knew it was one of our regulars. They were like, if they bring Blanca in, I'm quit. I'm done.
I told y'all they're gonna bring them feds in from New York. I told you they need something for them folks to do over there. They were gonna bring them folks in from New York. Now they have jurisdiction from New York to Chicago.
No. Well, they feds, right? Not stadies.
Yeah, but they're not from Quantico. They in New York.
No, they would still have to report.
I mean,
Chicago.
I'm not in law enforcement. I never have been in law enforcement, but it really seems like a stretch that with all the crime in New York, that they got time for Chicago.
It's just another way for them. Again, it's the writing. It's another way for them to cross the shows together. They did it with book 2. They did it with book 2 with Tommy coming after Tasha. So now they're trying to bring it in where now everybody knows that Tommy's still alive. And they're going to try to pursue him and prosecute him in season 2. That's the story arc for season 2 is the feds are going to be after Tommy again, which is stupid. Well, overall, the season is done. We got a 6-month break. So
can I ask the chat a question?
No, go ahead.
So we got our loyal folks in the chat. Y'all are here every week, and we appreciate it. Y'all participate. Y'all in the conversation. So the fellas, because I can't commit to this, but the fellas have been watching Top Boy. Do any of y'all watch Top Boy? Because
y'all don't know what
they're gonna start doing Top Boy. And what is it, Summer House? You said Retro?
Well, we're gonna start with Summer House, and then we're gonna do Top Boy.
Yeah. So put in the chat if that's something that y'all watch, because that's what we got P Valley coming up in June. But until then, we want to keep this thing going, and we want to keep bringing y'all some stuff on Sundays. So I think that's the direction we're going in next, right? As far as shows are concerned, I know y'all got some other stuff, but
yeah, we're gonna do Top Boy next. So we're gonna go ahead and get that on out.
All right, Fresh Your Highness, that's true. I'm gonna give you that. Fresh Your Highness. All right, that's good.
What is he saying? Yeah, feds can do an ESP if they have a suspect in their case they're working. Remember, Blanca was chasing Tommy in Power. Yeah, but at this point, she don't know that she's chasing Tommy.
No, she's looking for the Irish because she said the Irish mafia is landed in Chicago.
Yeah,
that's what she was trying to find out.
Yeah, she was trying to find out what's going on with them and how she found out they're dead. I mean, do they have some kind of alert that goes off, a life alert or something that goes off that criminals are dying? I mean, I guess they're finding the bodies in the streets, I guess.
So where can they find Top Boy in Summer House? Lady V said never heard of it, but
it's on Netflix.
Basically Top Boy and Summer House. Summer House is actually the beginning of it. After doing research and me and Retro talked on the phone, this actually was a show from 2011 in London. They had it on Channel 4. They canceled it after I guess 2 seasons it was, and they called it Summer House. So you have a Summer House season 1 that's 4 episodes. It's not a big series at all. So you can almost binge watch this within a couple of days if you wanted to. It's on Netflix. Retro just let me know that they did it backwards. Okay. So they put Top Boy first, then they put Summer House. So now they have Summer House season 1 on there. So I would suggest everybody go watch Summer House season 1, season 2, then watch Top Boy season 1, season 2. Now the catcher is, if you go into looking into research, all those are actually technically season 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's how it was given to us, though, as season 1, season 2, season 1, season 2. They're all tied in together. So
I wish we had a community wall. We could put this on the community wall.
They're all tied in together. Summer House is actually 8 total episodes between season 1 and season 2. And then Top Boy is actually, I believe, 16 episodes between season 1 and season 2. They are all on Netflix.
It's
all
18.
of them.
It's 18. So season 1 of Top Boy is 10 episodes, and then season 2 of Top Boy is 8 episodes. But it's really good, guys. So y'all, I see Xavier watches it too. He says Sully is a bitch. Okay, yeah, I'm mad with Sully right now too, Xavier. So you know I need you over here. Hey, Lady V asking y'all about them. What's she asking about? She asking about the lipstick and laces.
Oh,
Lady
I got
V
on
asking
fuchsia
y'all
today.
about lipstick and laces. So y'all ain't talking about y'all lipstick today, but I guess I'll talk about my laces.
I got my fuchsia lips on today.
All right.
And I'm excited about the look, even though I can't show you the look because I don't know how to turn my camera around.
Jordan 11, win like 96. It's today's shoe. We're also going to be doing fragrance reviews. Me and Jack and Jordans, we're going to start our fragrance reviews as well. So we'll have some new content out for you guys centered around our fragrance collecting. Today,
my lipstick wore off a little bit as we were talking, but I switched it up today. It's still Milani. It's still the same brand as Milani, but it's a different color. And this is more of a matte gloss. I was going to say a matte gloss. It's a liquid matte. And this is number 41, Fabulous. This is what this is. So I switched up a little bit.
Okay.
So today's scent is Polo Red.
Oh, I got one for you, Miss Honey. I ordered something for you. I'm gonna show you what it should be here by the next time we do a show.
So today's scent is Polo Red Eau de Parfum. It was released in 2020, so it's a very summery, very citrus smell. So we'll be bringing that content to you guys as well. We also did a true crime on Friday. We covered the case of Daniel Robinson. So that's
which I enjoyed.
Thank you, Ms. Honey. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate that. Next week we got a new case. This one's going to be a doozy. So we suggest y'all tune in Friday. Me and Crystal are going to probably start doing our little research and review on it on Wednesday for Friday's episode.
This one's got a real interesting twist to it.
Yeah, this one's got a twist to it. So we got to take our time with this one and lay out all the details. Because there's a lot of details with this. And it was actually a lot more that we wanted to talk about on the Daniel Robinson. But his father is very active in participating in podcasts and things like that. So maybe we'll do a part 2 with it and see if we can reach out to the father and get him on the show and let him talk about the case. That one's real close to me because it's from where I was from, Columbia, South Carolina, and I spend time in Arizona as well. So that was a very important case for me. So we're working on new content for you guys. Fresh Your Highness next Saturday. DJ Fresh Your Highness is going to be on here. We're having our TSF block party.
Turn it up.
So we'll have our live DJ on here. We'll be playing music. We'll be doing drinks, and we'll just have open chat. We can talk about whatever. We can talk about some of these shows, whatever's on y'all mind. They trying to get us into Snowfall, y'all. I've been trying, y'all. I've been trying to get into Snowfall. I can't. I can't catch it. I can't catch it. But we're gonna be doing some other shows.
I'm way behind on Snowfall. Like I'm in like season 2. So
yeah. So we're working on a lot of new content for you guys. Like I said, most importantly, we enjoy hanging out with you guys. I think that's one of the reasons why we do such a long live is because we really enjoy you guys in the chat. So we're going to keep pushing new content for us. We may even do closer to when P Valley gets ready to start. We may do a quick
recap.
Maybe a quick recap and what we think is going to happen in season 2. I mean, it's 2 years, so we probably need to do a rewatch of it and get ready for season 1 on it. So
I'm already done watching it.
we might come back over here and talk a little bit about P Valley right before it starts as well. So all right. Any other housekeeping, guys?
No, other than I went for comfort today. I ain't did laces yet. I'm going to see my grandfather, so I got my Nike Victory Zone today. And we have talked about we talked about the block party. So yeah, y'all make sure y'all pull up to that, please.
But yeah, we'll be here next.
Get your cards together. Get your cards together, your drinks together. If you want to invite family to your house or whatever, but tell them, if you don't, tell them to turn YouTube on their TV or their sound bars or whatever. Because I'm gonna tell y'all, if y'all don't know who DJ Fresh Your Highness is, he cold with it. And he's going to give you guys an opportunity to basically do total request chat total chat request. So basically, we're gonna interact with the chat. You guys gonna be able to type in the chat a song you want to hear. We're gonna be reading the chat, and man, he gonna be dropping it for y'all, man. So y'all please pull up. Please pull up. It's gonna be lit.
So it's going to be next Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern is when we're going to start. And so we look forward to seeing you guys there.
Is next Saturday. It's going to be 7 p.m. Central Standard and 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yep, it's going to be April 23rd. Marvin and I are also going to do some Duro sneaker reviews. So those of you who are interested in more of our sneaker talk, come back and check that out.
Just learning about the culture in general, we definitely gonna be talking a lot about the culture, sneaker culture, where it started. We're gonna be talking about where it started, where it's at currently, everything. So you guys, man, pull up, please.
I want to just say real quick that I had an amazing time with you guys for Power. The time that I was here, really, really enjoyed myself. I had so much fun. It was a blast. Even the chat, what pulls my teeth, and Xavier and Lady V, like this was everything, you guys. I wish we just had more of a show to lament over, but yeah, I had a blast. So thank you guys so much for having me.
We also got a new show that's very similar to The Wire that's coming out on HBO. We might need to get together and watch it as well.
What's that?
Let me see if I can find it. I sent it in the chat the other day.
Similar to The Wire.
It is called We Own This City. That's the name of the show. So I am going to post a trailer for it in the chat. And
Xavier owned it. He put it in the chat.
Okay.
Yep. I'm going to post a trailer for it. Hopefully we can check this out, y'all, and see if it's some merit. It definitely, once you watch the trailer for it, it definitely reminds you of it definitely kind of reminds you of The Wire. I at least I think it does. I mean, Fresh, you watched the trailer, you in the chat. What you think? Did it remind you of The Wire?
I think I've seen that. I Own My City somewhere.
We appreciate you, Loaded V. We would definitely appreciate if you continue to pull up. We're going to be bringing a lot of different stuff and trying to fit it all in and get it all together for you guys. So, yeah, most definitely. This is my first time actually hearing about We Own the City, so that's something I can start watching.
I just dropped the trailer for you guys in the chat, so y'all can go ahead and check that out. All right, guys. As always, we enjoyed you guys. We'll be back here next Sunday, talk about our first episode of Top Boy Summer House, Season 1, Episode 1. So we'll be back here next Sunday to talk about it. And we'll take y'all on out with Top Boy, and then we'll get ready for P Valley. I got to get with Damon to find out when we're going to start our fragrance content, and hopefully we'll get this new stuff out here for you guys. We appreciate y'all supporting us. Like, comment, share, and we'll see y'all back real soon. Me and Crystal will be back on Friday to do our true crime, so we look to see a majority of you guys here. And
pull up for true crimes, y'all, on Friday. Be here.
Woo-hoo.
Y'all have a blessed
Maybe not this
enjoyable week.
Friday. Maybe not this Friday.
We'll we'll talk. All right, everyone, have a blessed and enjoyable week.